I was in 5th grade, and up till then, like, I was in elementary school and my family was all together and we lived over in Jeffersonville, and things were okay. Like, I didn't really have much of a problem. I had friends and I liked school, and I had teachers. I always loved the teachers, and I made good grades, and everything, was kind of going along smoothly. And my mom kind of sat us down, and I didn't see any of it coming. And she was like, well, I love you all very much, but you're gonna stay here with your dad, and I'm going to go away. I was the fat kid and the gay kid, and I was very sweet and nice and didn't want to cause trouble and didn't want to, upset anybody. So I was the perfect target for bullying, and they took full advantage. I remember I would just sit against the wall, and I'd lean my head against the wall, and I would try to be invisible. It just kind of all fell apart, and I would beg my mom, when I got a hold of her, to let me live with her. Like, please, like, take me, like, get out. But she wouldn't do it, because what I didn't know was that she was over here in Louisville having her own nervous breakdown and having such a hard time, because they were both just, my mom and dad both were having breakdowns of their own in their own way. But eventually I begged her enough to where she would let me stay with her. My mom was falling apart, and then my life was falling apart, and we were kind of on our own. It was just me and my mom. I felt like I had tried everything at that point in my life. Like, I'm in early 30s. I powered through the best I could, just like be on the path that you're supposed to go down. I went to college. I made it through college. I made it through high school. I made it through college. I made it through graduate school. I got my degree. I worked. I lost weight. I did everything I could. I would go to therapists. I would go, psychiatrists. I was on so much medicine. I would take my mom everywhere. I would take her to go get her medicine and try to take care of her. And it was just nothing I did worked. I ended up in the psych ward again. They were like, well, you should try ECT, electroconvulsive therapy, which is the dreaded, shock therapy. And that was so hard for me to have to admit that well, I might need this, or I might need this to help me. And then it didn't. So we kind of had this pact between us that if everything's ever got too bad, or if one of us ever got lost our minds completely, that we would go to the ocean. We're in a hotel and we were kind of out of money already. I made the decision. I was like, Mom, do you want to just go to the ocean? She said, yeah. Went to a liquor store and got a bunch of vodka, and we put all our medicines together, and we both tried to take our lives. I remember doing it, and we were just very matter of fact about it. I just remember telling her that I loved her. We both kind of took it. I don't remember ever passing out or anything. That was it. My aunt and cousin in Ohio were notified, and my dad was notified. I had heard from my dad for 20 years or more. But my aunt came down, and she drove down to Florida and took care of my mom. And then my dad drove down to Florida to come deal with me. And then I was able to return home. My dad found me an apartment here in Louisville, and so he would essentially stay with me in my apartment. I found myself suicidal again, having those thoughts and feelings again. And but after everything I had just been through, I was like, no, I can't do this again. I can't kill myself again. Eventually I went to the U of L hospital, and the social worker there was like, there's this place called Bridgehaven. And she's like, well, they have groups and a therapist, and they'll probably have more available to you. She showed me a schedule of Bridgehaven's things, and they had an LGBT group. And I thought like, well, that maybe I could meet some other gay people. And I was like, well, what the hell? Like, what do I have to lose? Like, and so that's how I ended up at Bridgehaven, just kind of on a whim. It was the best decision I ever made. It changed my life for the better. And I'm so grateful to that lady at the social worker at U of L for suggesting Bridgehaven to me. And I'm so glad I made that decision. I can't explain how much hope means. Because again, I felt like I had tried everything and that I thought like I was just too broken. There was something wrong with me, that just therapy and medicine and nothing's going to work with me. And I didn't come to Bridgehaven because I thought it would help, but it has, and it's because people care. It's because there's not just one person there that cares. The whole staff cares. It's like a big family. And so it's hard to argue with the idea of recovery when you have living, breathing examples of it surrounding you every day. I can't explain how good that is, how good that feels, how big a difference that is, and how much that means to me. And now I have friends. I have friends from Bridgehaven, and I've made friends outside of Bridgehaven. I want to be independent. I want to be as independent as possible. I want to continue building my social supports and my friends and I have a couple, but I'd like to have a couple more, and I'd like to have a romantic relationship at some point, and just give back in any way that I can. Because when you're given such a gift and you're filled with such gratitude, you know what that is and you know what that means.